had.
A gift.
Yeah. Yes.
It is nothing like, only if you practice any meditation, things would open up. These are our own
Yes.
qualifications. This was open up based on, we don't have to label it as past karma or anything. It is the ability. You are born with that. You are born with that awakening.
Yep.
It's an ability.
Yep. Yep.
It's a wonderful thing.
Yes.
Yes, amazing. I will be glad to have that. But sometimes you feel like,
But no, in a sense, it's so bad, Namita. When she used
yes,
to have a good dream, she's very happy. Like
yeah,
with
when you,
when she could also sense the death, exactly,
mm,
and that will make her very, very upset.
yeah, that's what I'm about to say. Sometimes
Yes,
to unknown.
and it has happened.
Knowing everything
Yes,
is sometimes,
it's bad as well.
blessing, as well as, you should
Yes,
know how to prepare yourself for that.
yes, yeah.
But people, they keep asking me, ma'am, can you check my energy? Can you do this? If I start doing it, then I'll go mad one day. Because everything will be visible.
I was about to ask you this question one day. And ma'am, why can you tell
It's
us?
a quite natural thing, right? So anyone can have that idea, that thought or idea or anything, whether I can see. I can see, but then, I'm not that so focusedly activating it all the time. But if there is anything, I get to see. If there is anything specific I need to say or I need to connect to them, then things are different. I can make out. Otherwise, I don't check anybody's energy field.
Yeah, good to like sometimes I feel like these things help as well an individual. Like sometimes
Yeah.
if you're struggling with any particular issue and then somebody like you who known these things and then tell you with the confidence, Jamita, you're gonna be perfectly fine past this exam. You'll be all right. And then that person gives that's a immense energy pushed into that person, and that probably person working hard enough to now with the confidence that I'm
Yeah.
gonna pass this exam. That really helps sometimes.
Yeah. I know a lady very long time back. She came to me for a tarot reading. I think I shared this before. Tarot reading, and she was totally down. Somebody has already, two, three people have already told her that your life is over. You are going to vacate the body within no time. And it was like, she was completely becoming weak and everything. As a final call, she came to me. Somebody suggested, so she came to me, and I was doing a tarot session for her. And the tarot card was very alarming. But then I said, oh, wow, it's a very transforming life. Now you're going to have a new life now. All the old is over for you now. Nothing old is going to repeat. It's going to be a new life. New life? Do you think I have a life? Why not? You have a very healthy, excellent life now, but the previous life will not be there. Maybe you might miss some people from the past also, but then it's a new life you will be connecting to. And then okay, then after 1 week, I think 1 week or 10 days something, she came with a speed box and they said, "I'm feeling so all right after going back from here. This is what I had in my previous thing. I came here as a last hope, and somehow whatever you said has made an impact on my mind or whatever, and everything changed. Yes, I missed somebody. Some people they just left me away from my life because I was going weak. They didn't wanted to support me my whatever I was going through. They just left me, but I'm so happy that I know who is my friend and who is not my friend. I know, and I'm very happy now. I know what to do with my life. This is amazing. Sometimes, when you are communicating something, when you are that medium, you are the communicator. When you need to know that you can change the other person's impressions which is there in mind. So the way you are presenting everything, the way they are perceiving it, everything changes.
Yeah.
If I see a battlefield in my dream, I will not think as, oh my God, I have to seen a battlefield. What fight is going to come up? I'll say, oh, all storms, all fights, all battles, I have already won. It's a very peaceful state. Everything depends on how we perceive. We perceive with love or we perceive with fear. That makes all the difference.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. When we are
So,
coming to the fears. Yeah. Anything, Namita ji, tell me.
No, ma'am. I'm just on that note. Let's start with go ahead with the session, and that's all I want to say because session already started.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyhow, I was actually continuing with that. Anyhow, we are talking about the fears. Let's get
Yes,
back.
yeah.
So fears are like how we have been projected a particular thing onto us as a child. We develop a different kind of a fearful kind of a inner child inside us, the child aspect inside us. Okay. In my childhood, I was very terrified about the ghost coming from the window because I was the naughtiest one. My grandparents who always used to say, see, if you shout, there's going to be a devil who's going to come from that window. So I'm scared of that window. So any authoritative figure or any thing which I do not know, which is not coming to my mind, I used to be scared. Like, oh my God, anywhere, any that kind of window is there, everyone, what they do when they are scared of this, any demons or any dark things, they actually close their doors and sit inside the home. What I do is I don't sit at home. I will walk out as if outside nothing is going to happen. Everything happens inside. Okay, that's a kind of a feeling that like that. Whatever, and we have a archetypal inner child which is holding that kind of fear inside due to whatever reasons. Maybe there's n number of things a child might have gone through in life, not being very happy, not having a good amount of pampering or nurturing from parents, or there might be a many times they might have thought about abortions and all these things, right? And not because of being very busy, not able to pay attention to children, all these things. Because of that, there is a subtle level of fear kind of archetype which as a child we have already carried, and this fear keeps on throwing us into a situations where we are even sometimes coming into a bigger fear mode, right? Like for example, how the consciousness of that fears of the child works. If the child is an abandoned child, okay, this part of child is some way through divorce or adoption, or they're because parents are working, they're busy, the child is always alone. The child feels I'm abandoned, I'm not included. Okay, these feelings keep happening. The child always feels, it is like you need to give the child a reassurance and extra attention where the child feels you are wanted, your presence matters. Many times what happens, whenever anyone getting married and getting into a stepping into a new world with a new thing, we are not just carrying ourselves just like that as a new fresh person, anything, or a man or woman, whatever. We are not entering that. We are carrying a fresh start life of our parents. It could be a mother or father. Whatever they have gone through, we go through, come across the same things. However they perceived life, many times we also perceive the same situations and we perceive the same way. If the parents were abandoned child, or they had the tendency of not having the mother's love or father's love or whatever, parental love, lack of parental love, when we carry the same things. They have grown up, they are done, and this child is grown up. Now the child is starting the new life. The child impact is the same way, because what happens is maybe the mother father are giving complete time to the child, but with they have in their inner version, the inner child of our parents is incomplete, right? That part is incomplete because they didn't get that kind of nurturing from their parents because of the societal conditions or because of whatever could have been the reason. If they could not get, they do not know how to nurture and pamper their child. So they only know, okay, my child needs love, so I'm supposed to give many chocolates, many soft drinks, many pastries, many everything, all these things. That is only love. But the child is wanting cuddling, the child is liking, they want to be held, they want to be kept close to their heart, all these things they want. But they don't understand that because they have never come across that kind of situations. So this way, a abandoned child will give birth to another abandoned child only, and that continues. Okay, unless you realize and change everything, it is not possible for that aspect to pattern to change. And that consciousness, that intelligence is running again and again, right? And next comes the neglected child. Neglected child is like the child were always left alone without much nurturing and love. It is like neglected child is, they feel very difficulty, they hold very high level of difficulty in expressing anything. They do not know how to love. They are depressed and always wanting to hide and cry, because they are the children who have been neglected by parents because of whatever is the issue. And the same thing, root goes to the same thing. They never come across, they have not seen from their parents that kind of pampering, so they do not know how to give to their children. And what I do not have, we cannot give to our children. It is not possible. Whatever I know, either I have to know it, I have to realize it, and I have to fill myself and then give it. Even if I don't fill myself or whatever it is, I know I need to give it, so I'm giving it, right? If that, there are many generations, they didn't had all these systems, so they were only the neglected child, abandoned child, all the syndromes were where. Why? Even after a certain stage, if you go to not a non-aware kind of society, when you go and meet people, they love gossiping. They love always to talk about what has happened in their life, what has happened in their life. If you connect to that kind of people, anybody, if something has happened, maybe some accident or anything happened in their family, they will not tell you simply that accident has happened and now we are fine. They will not say that. They will say, they will start from the beginning. What happened? We went to so and so place at about maybe this time and so seconds, and then we were doing this. By the time you are already feeling very anxious and wanting to listen, so you are giving more energy to them, so they are driving the energy all the time. Okay, and now if we say this happened and suddenly I collapsed, you say, oh my god, you are fine now. See, what happened is, I was just picking that something from the shop and suddenly I felt so. They will repeat everything till they went to the doctor did all these things, what time, what second they came back home, after that how many people called, they'll give the entire picture. They love to do that, and they're unconscious about it. They can't say, yesterday this has happened, this time we were all fine, I'm thankful that so much support has come, everything went on well, now I am fine. They will not conclude it in 3 sentences. They will come across all the timing. I know a person, actually, one of my very far distant family friend kind. He had a habit of giving every information in detail. He will say, morning I got at this time, this second, this minute and this second, I took the pressure cooker, I put this much liter of water and this dal. He will give all detail, and so time that whistle has come. This kind of detailing is they love, because they do not know how to attract attention for themselves. So they want to give it in detail. Anyone who thinks I want to explain everything in detail, actually they are not giving any detail. They are actually dragging attention on the name of, I want you to understand, and the entire thing goes. And end of the day, what is that they are looking for? They are only looking for an information, a statement. You are excellent. Only you could do this. If not, if another one would have been there in that situation, they could have gone with the things. You have done, you have all the courage. They want this. It is for this. And whenever they continue this kind of scenario, you always observe, they will say somebody else was not that active in this. I do this way. Somebody else beside me, there was somebody who could not handle. But I have been going through, I know I handled. This things comes, this kind of competition. Okay. And when this child is like that, this child is a neglected child. Maybe in childhood, maybe the parents have given equal love. Obviously, parents will always want to give equal child. The parents will not give anything. But the minute a second child comes, attention goes more, right? Because of just born, taking care of more, all these things goes on. And the first child might feel neglected at that point of time, just for 1 second. Okay, because we didn't had the system of earlier where when a child, second child is being born, to tell and make the earlier child also ready for all this. We never had that. Okay, so that child feels neglected. Now they begin to demand. They become to completely demand. That is one kind of fear they hold in their intelligence. And because of the fear, they always attract so many challenges and so many problems so that everyone is around them. They will give an impression that I'm a very delicate person. Okay, but I'm very delicate person. I have taken care of everything. That's the reason I'm strong. Ultimately, they want to say they're excellent. Okay, so this is how they behave. And then the playful child. This is the child where everyone wants to be. Playful child is a naturally very playful, very creative, very spontaneous, and longs to play. The child will always look for, when can I play? When can I jump? When can I dance? When can I laugh? When can I be creative? All these things are there. But many of us have forgotten to do all this. There will be a time, even a playful child, the child might have gone through, maybe the child might have gone through many hurdles in their childhood, not getting much love from parents or elders or guardians or anybody. But then the child has naturally gifted, the child might have grown up very playfully. But after a certain point of time, all this wound will start coming out, popping out. Okay, when this popping out, they forget how to play, they forget everything, they have forgotten that they are free without anything. But they become so anxious. As adults, they must be doing something very wonderful. They always have a feeling, I should be doing excellent, I should be doing good, I should be doing perfect. The trauma of being perfect begins. Okay, sometimes this happens. So this is the fear. Even for a playful child, these things begin to happen, right? And the spoiled child is the child who will throw all the temper tantrums. Okay, I know a child who's like, if we are all talking, all elders sitting and talking, he will pull and call again and again. If we don't give him the attention, then he will simply start, sound is gone. And no, but everyone has to go through, had to connect to them. This is a spoiled child thing. They want attention. They demand attention so much. It is a stage where the family in the previous time, maybe the grandparents or the parents or anybody, might have gone through tremendous amount of traumas in their childhood. Only then this comes, either physically or psychologically. Maybe there are a number of traumas they might have taken through, or that's the reason the child has become very spoiled child. Okay, a spoiled child is after he grows, the child also grows, they become very what do you call, they don't even care about what to be done, what is right, what is wrong. They're least interested. Even the parent is suffering on bed with fever or anything, they will even not even bother to give a medicine and ask, how are you feeling now? That is the character that develops from the spoiled child. Okay, sometimes when you at the right time, these are the children who turn themselves and mold very beautifully. But at the right time, right knowledge, if it is not given, right pampering, right discipline has been not given, then they turn out to be this kind of adult. Okay, and then the fearful child is overly criticized. When young, they were probably need lots of encouragement and positive affirmation for them, because they got criticized so many times. A small child, maybe 2-3 years old child is dancing well or singing well. We elders have an habit of smiling at it and laughing at it, because we feel it is fun, we laugh at it. They hold that, they feel they are criticized, they hold on to that talent. They didn't, after that they will not show. We have to literally ask them n number of times. That's when once one line they will sing and they will run away. They'll not even be there. Okay, these things happen. There's a fearful child. They're scared of something, again coming wrong onto them. And the disconnected child this is the child which never learns to be close to anyone, because they are disconnected. Because intimacy is like that. It's a very scary thing. If anyone comes and holds them, it's a very scary for them. Trust is the basic issue for them. They can't trust anyone. Okay, disconnected child is completely, that in family it happens generally when they are what do you call that, 7 people, 7 children and 9 children, more than 5. It's a big huge family, and more count of children are happening. That's when even the joint family had this kind of things. There is, see, when there are good things also happen in one system, and even the other things also happen in one system. In joint family, though the child was supposed to be getting love and nurturing from everybody, because there's so many elders are there and even grandparents are there, but the child, some children in the same scenario are disconnected. Okay, they are not interested. One will say, oh, it is their child, they will take care. Parents will feel, oh, they are there, they will take care, I will do the other work. So in this way the child is disconnected. Okay, the child grows in the feeling, okay, intimacy is a very scary thing. If they're coming and holding me, then that's very, very scary thing, because they do not know about it. There's something very odd for them. They do not know about it. So they can't trust. Whom to trust, they do not know. That is a basic issue they carry, because they do not know. Since childhood, they have not seen that kind of nurturing and pampering where they know it is this scenario is trustworthy. Okay, and now the discounted child is like Home Alone, discounted. N number of children are there, 10 number of children are there. For Christmas, everyone left, and one boy landing at home, always, it was ignored and treated as if it did not exist. Okay, it was a movie, though the child has come across. See, they've shown in a very funny way, but the child was going through all kind of challenges, all the fears. Somebody is coming up, trying to knock, some robbery is happening. They showed it in a very funny way. But in case, if we see in a real kind, what would the child might have gone through in his own mind? Right, taking care of all things. Suddenly you will see, you are sitting inside the home, nobody is there at home, and suddenly because of the air or something, some creepy sound comes and the door opens. What is that happening to the child at that point of time? So many challenges goes. So discounted child is a child where it doesn't believe in itself, and it needs lot of love and lot of support to assist. Continuously you have to support a child. Okay, there's so many things which come, and as an adult also they keep asking, they keep approving, they want how do I do it? They do not know. They're scared with everything. They don't know that this part of that child is scared because of whatever is the issue, right? And then the roots of fears is always there are most importantly, the words uttered by parents or grandparents or any caregivers. Harsh, immature words. Sometimes elders don't even know what they are speaking to. They just utter it. So when they utter, it hurts. It is a damage into the psyche which is happening. Okay, to that child. And then when we are uttering any word, we do not know. It is the most unfortunate part of that time. They're not even aware that how the words can damage them. Right? These things keep happening. So we have to be very alert and very, very much aware that children cannot, you cannot utter violent kind of communication, even raising voice. There are some people who raise voice like anything to bring control to their child. But they have to understand this way the child is going to be damaged only, and nothing is going to happen. Okay, we raise our children to make their choices based on the outside approval. What will other person think? You should study well. If not, what will happen? See, that person, child has got 95%. Why did you get 94? Okay, what will the other person feel? Now that person will come and do all show off in front of me, so you have to do well. For what they are studying, they have no clue. This is the kind of raising the children based on the choices of all the outside approval. And the other thing is the natural development of the reasoning abilities are hindered. The natural way, whatever the abilities are going to come up, all these things, it is like negative consequences of this, all these aspects happen in the child as they grow as an adult. Shame, guilt, all these things. Like earlier we used to hear, if you fall down, if a girl falls down, everyone says, hey, you have fallen down on the road, how shame it is. So if I've fallen down, what is there to be feel shame about it? From where the shame is coming? See, in front of everyone, you have fallen down. I have slipped, I have fallen down, I might have got hurt. First look into that. No. These are the stages, they might have gone through. Shame is a state of, feeling a basic wrongness inside. And guilt is something which is coming from external world. It is not coming from inside. Because the outer world has told you that this is right, this is wrong, this is how you should be. And whenever you are being reversed to that, guilt starts. Because you have to face them. Oh my God, what will happen? You have fallen down, nothing has happened to you, but somebody from external has told, you have fallen down, what shame. Over. And now the child is feeling, oh my God, I have to be very careful, I can't fall down. If I fall down, I'm dead. I'm failing the exam, I've failed in the exam, that means I'm done, I'm useless. Okay. If anyone says anything to me, I'm useless. In this, the aliveness of the child is shut down. The child is not able to do anything. In our childhood, we remember we might have done the running, jumping, right? And somersault, all the pulty things, everything we might have done. We might have got hurt also, but we never bothered. But suddenly when somebody said, oh, you have fallen down, see how useless. You could not even handle that. Maybe after that, we never did that act. We didn't want it to, because we got into that expressing ourselves into the shame and guilt mode. Right. So sexual abuse is also one more thing. There are many children who might have gone through the sexual abuse, emotional abuse, physical abuse, all these things. They might have got scared to even tell to the parents, because parents never bothered. Parents always might say, okay, it's okay. You don't have to talk about it. You just keep quiet. Okay. Take care. They didn't even walked out and asked what happened. Is it happened? Okay, we'll take care of it. Holding them close to their hearts. Hardly many might have done. The only thing elders know is if any sexual abuse have happened, immediately they'll say, okay, don't talk about it. It's okay. You're not supposed to. You remember the movie Highway? In that Alia Bhatt, how wonderfully she expresses. This is what has happened. And mom always said, it's okay. Don't shout. It's okay. And one uncle is coming nicely giving him chocolates. Okay. These things, many families, many children have gone through. Even a male child, even they have gone through many things. I know a person who have come many years back. They've come to a session. He was grown up because of poor background, like farmer's background. There he was put into one hostel for studying and all, and always been molested by the warden, the boy. And the boy is so scared enough, anyone raises voice, he will shut down, he will cry, and he will hide and cry. So we used to talk to him. It took long time for him to come back and be as normal. Okay. You do not know which person we are encountering is actually holding what inside a story. Many things we cannot discuss publicly. Many things. Maybe we want to forget about it, or maybe there's no use of talking. All these things, there might be n number of reasons of not talking. But we do not know. When we communicate to the other person, always do it very politely, or make it very encouraging. Always make your communication with any person, because who is holding what kind of story behind their psyche, we do not know. And what word will trigger what wound inside them, we are not aware of it. That becomes very important for us. And effects of shame is It is like either you are blown out or you are blowing up. You are completely down. You are blown. The minute one thing comes, oh, what, Chichi, you are doing this, it's so dirty, I think you did it, done. There are people I have seen, even to give a hug, they will see whether the person is not sweaty or all these things. They're so concerned about it. In summer, people will sweat. It's a quite common thing, right? And if you are greeting a person and giving a hug, and if they find, the sweat kind, they immediately, chi, 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 you are so sweaty, be away. It takes hardly few moments for them to, they just don't think about it. They simply say it. And what impact the other person is going through, we are not aware of it. These are the things, most of our all these bruises or all these wounds are coming from all this. Fearful inner child is already there because of whatever atmosphere we have grown up, all these things is there. And to human, this also is happening. And there is a collapse state. A child goes through that state where the child is completely collapsed. It has shut down completely. The child will don't get any loving reflection, or something in the core starts shrinking. Spirit completely starts shrinking. They're not getting that kind of love which actually they deserve. Maybe everyone is fine. Maybe in a house you will see husband is very taking care, children are very nice, in-laws are nice, parents are nice, everything is nice. But the child inside is shrinking still. Why? Because the kind of nurturing the child has to come up, that is properly not happening. Maybe it is not sufficient. There is something still they are carrying inside their psyche, which is not able to cope up with whatever loving reflection which is coming up. Okay, even for the adult, even for if we go to our parents' house or anywhere, the minute you enter your parents' house, you are a child. Even if you are 60 at your physical age, you are a child, right? Once the child is awakened, if it is not treated well, if it is not nurtured well, we are done. We don't want to go there. We come into that maturity of like, okay, at this age we cannot expect, it's okay. But then still we are consoling ourselves by saying that. Okay, and the compensated state is where you develop a compensation, like I'm not able to give time to you, that's the reason I'm giving you toys, I'm giving you my cell phone, okay, I'm giving you all these things because I can't give you the time, right? There is no room for at this stages the child is not able to explore themselves at all, because everything is a compensation. If this is not there, this is coming, this is not there, this is coming. Okay, they do not know how to handle themselves. They always look into the compensation mode. Okay, I'm not getting this, then get me something else. It is good in self-healing, it is good. If this is something very disempowering is happening, I will hold on to some other thought which is empowering. This is fine. If you compensate these thoughts from disempowering to empowering is fine. But this way, you are completely collapsing and compensated. It is like deep inside, we have neglected beliefs about ourselves and our life, and everything is resulting from the shame or guilt. Okay, because they are determining the worldview for us, all these things, right? Every person develops a unique compensation mechanism. Everyone develops. That's the reason. Okay, if not this, if I'll look into other things. Why we are so easily we are walking on to that. If this is not there, let me look at another thing, because we don't want to face the inner child. We don't want to face something else happening. Okay, let me look at something else. But broadly, when we look at it, there is a fear of being bad for us. Strongly, there is a fear that you tend to become a perfectionist and always want things to be very right, because you have a fear of being bad, because that has been the shame and guilt which have been taken at some point of time. So you want to be perfect all the time. And now fear of being unlovable. There is a fear that I might not be loved. So to become needed by others, what they develop is they will always develop a kind of state where the other people will always want to. There are some people you always see they are doing over service, excessive service. I will do this. We generally see, oh, that person is very nice, this is very helpful, but it is not. It is of fear of being unloved. I might not be loved. That's the reason I want to do it so much. Okay. And fear of being worthless. When this fear is there, it is like the practice of self-deception. This comes from the root cause of, again, shame and guilt completely. And they feel that they can get over this fear by chasing success. Okay. That is a compensation method. I am scared. If I'm feeling unworthy, then now I'm choosing the compensation method of I'll be successful. They'll be chasing that only. Okay. And fear of being unimportant. I'm not important. So they are doing the things. This comes from the root cause of, again, fear and shame and guilt. Everything. All these fears are coming from the shame and guilt. And there they want to be different. They want to be special because the fear is not being important. Right. So they want to do that. They will always compare their lives with other lives. See them, what their kind of life is. See what kind of life I am having. Okay. They want to compare all the time because they want to give that feelers to everyone that I'm important. It is because of me so many things have happened to you. Okay. Now fear of being incapable is a root fear of deprivation, not having much. And people with this, they want to become experts in whatever they do. They want to be experts. They want to feel that I'm capable of doing it. It's a compensation method. It is good in a way. When you are doing a compensation method, it is good. It is again positive, but that does not mean you overlook and escape in facing this. Right? I develop this quality because I have this. Okay, if that is dealt, I don't need to develop this quality. And I know if this quality is developed, I know how to use it in a perfect manner. Right. And now there is a fear of being unsafe because of so much of abuses happening. The child develops a fear of being unsafe. Now they want to understand everything. Unless you tell me, unless I understand everything, I will not go to the second stage. And in that way, what is happening? They don't even understand the first part. Unless they understand A, they don't want to jump to B. But in that, what happening? They're actually missing to understand the part A also. They will never look into that because it is the feeling of unsafe which is actually giving them these feelers. Logically, it might be feeling like, they might be feeling like, yes, I need to know everything. It is a good thing also. Otherwise, logically, when we look at it, it looks right. I need to know everything, but it is coming from not being safe. There is somebody might unnecessarily throw anything on me. Maybe I'm not knowing everything. Maybe it is not safe. All these things will come. And then the fear of being trapped. Because of this fear, all this, I think, living in relationships and distance commitments, relationships, all these are born out of because of this only. Fear of being trapped. They don't want to be given, they don't want to give any kind of commitment. They can't. They are like, they believe in, they create their own life. Okay. But at the same time, they plan their lives according to them because they can't trust anyone. It is good to create your own life, and it is true also. It is good to have your own decisions, have your own plan of your life. Everything is good, but not because you don't trust others. You should do it because you have trust on yourself. Right? How we compensate from one quality of not working to other quality to look into the other thing. Now, fear of being harmed. This fear is to protect themselves. Now, in protect themselves, they rely on their own instincts. They tend to dominate. They say, I know, I understand. I don't want anyone to say. Okay, this is like comes from the root fear of abandonment. because they are being harmed. So they don't want to come across. So they want to trust their own instincts all the time. And fear of being lost. Fear of being lost is abandonment and shock they've gone through in life. Because of that, they live in a frozen kind of state where everything, all the fears are frozen. They even are scared to touch those core issues. They just say, I don't want to make any efforts. Okay, and they feel separated and disconnected because they have a fear. If I connect to other people, if I'm come into the belonging of this, maybe that wounds might get triggered. So to keep that away, they keep all that. It is a compensation thing. And the inner world is, our inner child is nothing but the delicate and innocent version of our own selves, which has taken its own form in our childhood only. And the shock is the biggest root cause. It comes from a feeling of like disconnection, or feeling they cannot feel, they cannot move, and they cannot talk, all these things, right? Sexual problems, unexplained fears, even anxiety, performance anxiety, or anger, punishment, criticism, all these things, all these frozen feelings, everything, situations which appear, all this, as maybe we might see from outer, but it's a small thing, but this is actually a bigger thing from inside. That's the reason they say healing inner child is healing your completion. Entire task is all about healing the inner child only. For that, better to keep that child alive all the time. Make the child alive at least every day, not even every day, at least weekly once. Do something which you like, whether it is painting or playing with the sand, whatever it could be. What you like the most in your childhood, do it at least weekly once. That helps the inner child come across all these things: abandonment, deprivation, emptiness, shame, guilt, shock, all these things. The fear is actually not the problem. Whatever we hold inside, the fear is not the problem. It is the lack of being aware and acceptance is actually causing all the problem. Fear as it is, it's not a problem. Darkness is not a problem, because we made that kind of, the memories are there connected to that darkness. Is what, if we are not connecting to those and not working on that, and you're not being aware of that, that is creating all the problem. Otherwise, not, the problem is, fear is basically, it's just an emotion. It is not a problem. Escaping it, not wanting to see it, that is becoming all the problems. Okay. Yes. Any doubts?
Ma'am,
What happened to all inner childs?
I'm sure we all have a lot of questions. Yes, Katmanji, you can go first.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ma'am, you mentioned about performance anxiety, right? I have that. How to overcome that?
How to overcome? Okay.
Yeah.
If you have a performance anxiety, what is that you are not able to perform? Okay. It could be anything: giving a speech, or maybe a stage, on stage you can't stand, all these things. Okay. Now you have to connect back. What will happen?
What
Okay,
will
even
happen?
if I
Okay,
commit a
even if
mistake,
I commit a mistake.
okay, even if I commit a mistake, what will happen? Am I looking for anybody's conduct certificate here, or I want to come out of this? Okay, I want to come out of this. Initially, I might feel that fear. You can tell that fear, thank you for being with me. Okay, at least you are there with me. Continue being with me. Now I am going to perform. I am performing for myself, for anybody in the world, so that I know, I explain myself, and I can prove myself that I am no more connected to this anxiety. Okay, you can do that.
Yes, that helps, ma'am. Yeah, I'll practice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Shivani ji.
Ma'am, you said that there are only two emotions, love and fear.
Hmm.
So whatever the fear is, and like you said, that you need to be aware. Yes, I am aware of all my fears. there could be multiple fears, or one could have multiple fears. Again, like, how to, like, for example, I do things really well.
Mm.
I tend to be perfect. Now it could be that I'm attention seeking or approval seeking, or whatever it is.
Whatever it could be. Mm.
So how, again, this is my habit. Now I cannot go back, not doing things properly. I have to.
Yeah.
And if I don't do it now, it doesn't make myself happy, because I just keep on, doing it now.
Yes.
So now I understand that I have this problem, that I somewhere my inner child needs some attention. I'm aware of it. Now how to overcome it? Like,
Okay. Now you are being perfect. You are aware of it. You have a
yes.
tendency of making everything perfect. Now you
Yeah.
check the moment where all you have come across any shame or guilt or anything, where criticism or any kind of thing, right, which relates to that core issue. Okay. Now connect to all those moments and ask yourself, all those moments does really still affect you? Because when you are connecting to those moments in your own silence, if there is any sadness, you will cry out, the tears will flow.
Yeah.
Okay. If you are not connected to, you will feel no emotion. You will just see it as witness, you will witness it as if some story going on, and you have no charge for it. Okay. And after that, if you're feeling the same, if you're being the same perfect, it is good.
Okay.
You can continue that. Yes, I'm making myself perfect. In this, what happens is we are connecting to so many variations, points where we might be imperfect in any way. So this outer thing is only trying to giving us an opportunity to check inside. Why am I being very perfect? Let me check. Okay, these are the things. Anywhere I'm feeling imperfect. Okay, if I'm feeling that, then I do it better way. Okay, I accept it and I'm aware of it.
So the moral of the story is, when you know that you're aware of your problems, you just need not to feel emotion about it. Is that
If you
right?
are feeling emotional about it, then there is a charge. You know how to work it. Breathwork does that.
Yeah.
Does that. If there is any charge to that, feelings will flow. Till it is diffused, keep connected to that.
Yeah.
Once there is an insight, there is no charge. It is a diffused situation, moment in your memory. Let that be.
Yep.
It's okay. Doesn't matter.
Yep.
It keeps you in
Yep.
balance. I'm perfect. I'm trying to be so perfect because I know this quality has come to me because of that imperfections, whatever
Yep.
happened in my life because of whatever
Yep.
issue, and I'm
Yep.
happy for that. So you will
Yep.
develop a attitude of gratitude also towards it.
Yep.
So that
Yep.
helps.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, my question is like, I know myself, I know what happened with me, that sort of thing. I can dig down deeper, can do breath work and release these emotions and stuff for myself. But if it comes to my kids, and then if we go through one by one, as a parents, we might have said so many things. As you said, like, might have laughed, because I remember when my daughter was reciting one poem, and we're just loving it so much, we're laughing at her, and because we're liking it so much. And then she said one stage, "Why I'm singing alone? You sing with me too." So, and I think she didn't sing after that. But maybe she felt at that certain time, but not intentionally, unintentionally.
Yeah.
How can I analyze those ones now, and how can I identify, like, I'm saying these things in them these days that could lead to this probably, or how can I help?
Now, simple way is sit with them, hold them closely, and just talk about this, the meetings which had this as a scenario. Okay, recall. You can talk about in my childhood what happened. Always start with your childhood. Okay, in my childhood this has happened. I didn't realize at that point of time. I remember even in your childhood when you were singing, I just laughed out of joy. But then I realized I could have said good, I could have hugged you. That was really so wonderful you did. But out of joy, I was laughing it all together. You're declaring it and finishing it off. You don't have to create any meaning. Now they are perceiving. They'll perceive if there is any misunderstanding or any kind, they understand, oh, it was out of joy. She was enjoying, rejoicing my poem. It was not criticizing. It's okay. I understood it wrongly. It is fine. That is healed.
Ma'am, is it like sometime we should wait if you're talking to your kid and then they raise a point, it means that's where they lacking something or they being hurt by us accidentally. Should I like, that when you
Yeah,
talk,
it might be.
maybe it didn't even register to them at time. When we're doing these things, I don't know how many things we did. Like when you're talking through all those points, I'm thinking it's a safer to say quiet rather than say anything because you can do a lot of hurts without realizing.
Yeah, unknowingly many things might have happened. We might not been aware because we didn't had that kind of education at our time. We didn't knew, neither our parents knew. So it is only after a certain level of understanding we came across so much of education, so much of importance and everything. Now since so much of things have already happened, how do we change all that? It is only like from this moment enough, we can't change the past, but we can definitely heal them by talking to them more of the time, spending them the quality of time, not about quantity, quality of time, and talking about the childhood incidents all the time. Always start with your childhood. In my childhood, this has happened, this has happened, this is how my life was, this is how we have grown. At that time we didn't had all this knowledge, we didn't
Yeah,
have
we
things.
do that.
As much as possible, talk about all these things because they need to know our version. They do not know our version. They might be, because as parents we are giving them all the better facilities and better movements, upgradation for them, so they might not be aware. Okay, like today morning, me and my daughter, we were sitting and we were chatting, and I was talking about my childhood with my grandparents and all. So now, how can your grandfather talk to you like that? I said, that was a time. He wasn't wrong. But at that point of time, the girls are kept very strict and very thing, like almost like a parda. The child is not supposed, the girl child is not supposed to laugh louder or, speak anything with loud voices. All these things were there. Then she said, because she's a new age child, she'll say, oh, that was so rude. So no, that wasn't rude. That is how they have gone through. And because of that, we are very humble with people. We don't have to learn humility. We have learned that from them. Yes, their presentation might have been very hard, but it helped us in our dealings. Okay, then
And then
we can explain them in a better way.
but
These
we
things
usually do that because I just say that, oh, where we coming from, saying something about you is not very personal. We all, as an Indian thing, like there's nothing like much depression in our childhood. Parents used to say a lot of things, like sometimes.
We didn't know the word called depression. We didn't know the word called bored. Now children will say, oh, I am bored. Bored? What is bored?
Yeah. So
Even today at this age, we are not bored. How are they bored?
I think it's still different in India, different again in Australia, because you still cut off from rest of the things. But
Yeah.
if we start giving them unconditional love from now onwards, that
Yes.
heals them. It's sort of raise their mind, the question, they did this thing, and then they match with what do we do now with them. Probably they sort of, oh, they love me. And then they sort of slowly wiped their mind, I guess.
Yeah. Even at this stage, you can give them a lot of love, unconditional love, and mostly is keep your inner child alive. That's the only medicine for everything. If your inner child is alive, even you unknowingly or due to lack of awareness or due to some innocence or anything, not knowing anything, even if we might have hurt our children in their childhood, everything will get healed because you are coming to their level. Now you are also a child, they are also a child, and the child will always forgive the other child. Daughter might not, children might not forgive the parents, but child will always forgive everyone in the world.
Yeah, I tried to
That's the
do
beauty
that.
of the child. So if we become the child, keep the child alive all the time.
Yeah, other day I had I just want to share. I had a day off and my little one was at home as well. I'm just going to her room, sometimes pull her bed sheet, sometimes I go there and do something. And, I say, Mom, are you going psycho today? I said, maybe I am. But I really enjoyed the day. And I think end of the day, she enjoyed that too. That she said, oh, you're really a child, Mom. I said, oh, yeah, I am. Yeah.
Sometimes, even I go to my children's bed and I jump on the bed. They say, what are you doing? Are you crazy? And I'm feeling so. Is it any wrong? Can't I do this? Like, yes, do this. Okay, we'll also jump. They also will start.
No, thank you, ma'am. I think that's what we can do. I think things happen and even though coming after in the knowledge, we still will do it because
Yeah.
so much harder to control your emotions sometimes. You just say something unknowing,
Mm,
they're gonna
mm,
take it.
right.
All good. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
All me.
Yeah, Shivani ji.
Ma'am, like just you said that children are they just forgive. Just 2 hours before I was serving dinner and I just shouted on my younger one. And the moment I shouted, but then I realized. And after 10 minutes, I hugged him and I said sorry and everything. Now he said, okay, Mama, it's gonna make me cry. How to get out of that guilt, after you know what you're doing, what you have done to them.
Realization is a beginning of reversal. You have realized it. What is realization? We are never doing it again. That's it. And you're
I
done with
said
it.
sorry 10 times to him, but then I'm just thinking, saying sorry, I'm making a big thing, to him again that I
You have
shouted.
said
But then I
sorry
just,
once or twice at that moment, because of the intensity of the emotion. Maybe 10, 20 times you might have said sorry. But now you can relax and you can give a very chubby and bubbly kind of a moment.
yeah. But how to make yourself get out of that guilt, that you have done that?
Make your inner child alive. Just bring back your inner child alive and just play with them. Whatever they like, play with them.
Can I say something?
Yeah. Yeah.
Shivani, I used to argue a lot with my eldest one. Her and my personality clash a lot. Then we used to do one thing. We got like a little thing. We just do this. It means no argument, things resolved here, and we laugh and hug each
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
good thing.
over the
Very,
moment.
very nice thing.
Yeah, that's what we used to do. Every time somebody's thinking like they're going in argument or that sort of thing, or fighting, and now it's gonna be too over the board. One of
Yeah,
us raise a finger, other one have to do this, resolve,
yeah,
laugh.
yeah.
Yeah, and
Something like
Shivani ji,
that.
one more point is like, yeah, what Namita ji said is it's feeling very good. Sometimes these things give a healing energy vibes around us, and what you are thinking it's a guilt, but actually it is behind whatever you are thinking outwardly as a guilt. Behind it, it's your love for your child which is coming out as tears. It is okay. Allow it to flow. It's love. That is why you're feeling, right? It is love, right?
Yep,
It's okay. It's absolutely fine.
yep. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Now I have also learned this today. Okay, I will also start doing it.
Yes, that's really good one, Amita ji. Yeah, I
Yeah.
should practice too. Yeah.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
no, it really worked very well, I must say, with my elder one.
Yeah,
Usually, ma'am, whenever I get cranky or angry, so I just sit with my son and play Legos. He likes to build Legos. I join with him and ask him, "Do you need to find any piece? I will help you." So
Mm,
yeah,
mm.
that helps me,
yeah,
to keep calm and then
Yeah.
be in the moment and understand them. So that helps a lot.
yep.
Yeah.
That's that. Children
I think
are
after all this
amazing.
knowledge, the guilt is gonna come more, where what you're saying, you will be very, very conscious what's coming out
Mm.
of your mouth, what impact it's gonna make to the child and things like that. Yeah.
But I must say, I totally agree with ma'am. Breath work is really good. When I
Yep.
started doing breath work, I really able to heal my because there are some stock issues in my childhood where back again and again. and now after that, I don't think that anymore. When I think about
Yep.
situations or incidents now, I don't feel sad on it. I'm just
Yep.
I thought, oh yeah, that's
There's
happened.
no charge now.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's happened.
Yeah. Wonderful. Breath work is really a magic. It's a magic wand for us.
Yeah, I think now I do it more of. I'm not sure if maybe he's still doing healing, but the calmness you feel after the breath work is amazing. It looks like you just go in such a calmness afterward. I just sometimes when I need that rest in my mind, I just continuously do it, and then I just sit down and feel that calmness in me. It's so good.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Hey, Sneha ji.
Yes, Neha ji.
Hi, good evening, everyone.
Yeah.
I have a question. It's regarding the abusive side you said. So sometimes, most of the women, like I have two sisters, and we don't usually, being raised in India,
Sneha
these
ma'am,
are the
can't
things
hear
that.
you very clearly. I'm not sure if ma'am can,
Oh,
but it's a bit.
can you hear? Can you hear
Not
me?
that
Okay.
very clear. Then
Is it okay now?
Yes, better.
yeah. What happened?
It looks like she. I think Sneha is logged out. So join again.
Yeah.
Neeta ji, have a question last time before we leave, and then we didn't take it on Friday session.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ma'am, I think I will stop recording so they can ask personal questions if they want any.
Yeah, it's good sometimes, isn't it?